take the floor. Go ahead, man.
Boy, I just want to just say basically, what I'm seeing here, yeah, is not very much different to like what happened in Victorian times, Edwardian times, certain different times. Like, don't forget, there was a big plague before that, like especially in London. Do you remember the Black Plague?
The Blackheath. Yeah, the Blackheath plague. Yeah.
Right. Okay. And obviously, what followed from there, like I put it up in the chat, you know, the what do they call it, the 4 horsemen of apocalypse. This kind of like this circle that we through history we can't seem to get out of. You know, famine, after that war, after that is peace for a little while, the next minute you have etc etc etc. So I just think in our time, just like maybe back in the days our ancestors might have gone through it, we're starting to see this where maybe we're starting to become too greedy. All of us. The world is starting to become too greedy. We're more lenient on trying to make things better for ourselves, but there's a cost of making things better for ourselves because there's obviously a problem or an issue again with doing that, i.e. environmentally, i.e. socially. So I think all of these things have come into a big play, and I think after this we are definitely going to see a war. 100%.
That's a very good point there. And why do you feel like, just out of curiosity, why do you feel like everybody's so just interested in, I think you said just money, you said?
Mm-hmm. Money?
Selfish.
No, it's not just...
Yeah, that's the greed. Sorry, you said greed. That's the...
Greed. Yeah, because we'll want, you know, well, I'm greedy, yeah, because I'm a greedy person, because I want to live longer. I want to eat, I want this, I want that. I want to make sure I've got a roof over my head. I want to make sure I've got land. I want to make sure that this. But, you know, when I look at my son, yeah, I'm starting to look at my son now. Now, he's going to want certain things, right? Now, he's not going to be in my house for long. He's going to want his own house. And he's going to want his own family. He's going to want his own roof, own land, etc., etc. And there's other people, yeah? And that's what I'm just trying to say. Like, we've gone so far now, yeah, that we're destroying ourselves.
I think the greed, that what you said about the greed, you know, I have to totally agree with you, because what I find, which is quite just, you know, I try my very best not to do it, but I find that I'm wasting a lot of food day to day at the end of the week and the rest of it. And coming from a background where I'm, you know, I happen to be Nigerian and from the Igbo tribe, and on the face of it, you know, there's loads of starving, hungry people, and we're in the West, and I think to myself every day, I'm thinking, how much food have I, and stuff have I got here, right, in tins and the rest of it, and then people there, some of them can't find food, they've got to try their very best to harvest, and, you know, they're trying their best with agriculture just to create lentils or some food that can feed a whole family. And they'll stash it away, they'll do this with it and do that with it, and every little part that gets used, bro, we throw away half of our food. We don't even know how to...
Let me tell you something, Gold.
We don't even know how to open a tin.
Let me tell you something, Gold. You see, at school, yeah, we used to, just before I think it was like September, we used to do a harvest, yeah, and I never knew what the harvest meant. But the harvest in England, or anywhere like the Northern Hemisphere, like these cold lands, right, was because when the winter solstice time comes in, you see the winter solstice that we just had, was it last night?
22nd. Yeah.
Yeah. So that basically means no more food is going to grow. Can you imagine that in England? No more food is going to grow.
And then you've got these on that saying they want to put foreigners out.
Hold on. Yeah. We'll get to that, yeah. Just think about this now, yeah. Just think about this. We're lucky we got supermarket now, yeah. We're lucky that other people from other countries, yeah, give us food. What you said earlier on about people starving in other countries, I really fail to see that, especially in places like Africa, where food grows all over the place.
It's true.
Can I say something now? Like, you did say a couple of points, and this isn't a debate or anything, but I just wanted to sort of piggyback off that. I was speaking to someone the other day, and they mentioned something about I sort of took a shot in the dark because, to be fair, I just assumed that Africa had the most resources in terms of like food production. So I just took a shot in the dark, like, yeah, you know, Africa is like one of the most. They said no, they're not. And then I obviously, like, it's really in your mind, yeah. It's like, right, Africa's the biggest, one of the biggest varieties of food, but really and truly, they're actually zero producing food. Zero near at the bottom at producing food, even though they have one of the biggest landmass and most variety of food. So what's that telling you? What that's clearly telling you that they have all these variety of food, but yet they're banking on like outside aid, which is crazy.
Well, listen, guys. Now hold on. I'll go on then. I'm British Jamaica.
Hi, evening everyone. Hi everyone in the panel and chat. Can I make a comment about what King Gold just said about the food in Africa? No disrespect to what you're saying, brother King Gold, but
yes,
the reason why that is done by design with the African lack of food processing and growing. That's done by design. What they're doing is they're forced to take imports, which God knows what they might put in there, right? And then it keeps the people on their knees, constantly reliant on food imports. So Africa has the best minerals in the ground for growing food, all the type of things that can make food rich. But they're keeping them deliberately, because if you imagine the amount of people already in Africa under 30, 70% of the whole of the continent of Africa is under 30 years old. Imagine if they grow their own food. The amount of fertility they will have, even more than they have now.
Totally agree.
The amount of intellect they'll have because of the minerals they get from the food they grow themselves. They make do that on purpose, right? To make them take food from other countries that want to deliberately wipe out Africans. Give them something in the tins of food and the processed food from outside of Africa to mash up their mind, and then they can turn around and call all Africans with low IQ. Where do you think they get the low IQ from? Because they're eating outside food that they deliberately manipulate with rubbish to mess up people's mind with lack of minerals and nutrients. That is done by design.
Let me say this, yeah, because if you look at if you even like look at the oranges, yeah, see the oranges that grow here, they look like proper perfect oranges. But if you go, say, Jamaica, yeah, and you look at the oranges that you pick off the tree and the oranges that they have over there, yeah, they don't look as pretty as these oranges, but they've got much more health benefit than they're natural. You see what I'm saying? But these oranges, like, if you even taste the fruit that we've got nowadays, it doesn't taste like fruit, yeah? And they're able to, the way these fruits have been like genetically modified and whatever, they're able to put them out in mass production and make loads of money from it. You see what I'm saying? So that's the other thing that you.
Sorry, bro. Yeah, you're correct, because they make so much of it, because they're doing the same thing in Jamaica. They make so much of these fruits in these factories that it's actually cheaper for the Jamaicans to buy the factory food rather than the food that's grown.
Exactly.
Yeah, they had a filter on food way before Instagram had their filters. They've been doing it for ages. To make it look appealing. It's pure makeup.
And I've seen somewhere in Jamaica they were growing carrots, and the actual colour of an original carrot, well, from Jamaica, apparently was purple.
Yes.
I don't know how true that is, because I've never been there, but I did watch a video on it. And
all carrots. That's not just Jamaica. All carrots.
I've heard about that. The carrots are not naturally orange.
Yeah.
The original.
They're hybrid.
Yeah,
they're hybrid.
that's true.
Yeah, the original carrots were purple, and it's the Romans that came here and bred them with parsnips and turned them orange.
Yep.
They did that to the
Purple fruits and vegetables are much better for your body in terms of cancer fighting. We should be juicing these purple vegetables and blueberries and all these dark purple things. Plenty of plants. There are plenty of scientific. That's why they want to take over the plants and genetically modify them, because they have compounds in them, right, in the leaves and the roots, soursop
right.
leaf and soursop bark. They call it cassia. That's been used for a long time amongst European countries, especially when you go to Germany. That clinic in Germany that people go to cure cancer, rich people. What do you think they give them? They give them the soursop bark. That has the highest amount of cancer fighting compounds in it.
100%.
Aside from onion and aged garlic and mineral baths or whatever. We need to think. We need to think. We talk about survival minds. How are we going to survive this nonsense?
For me to fulfill myself, where I feel like I fully look after myself, is when I grow my own fruit, like somebody mentioned earlier on. Is when I live by a river and I go and get it, is when I can definitely say, right, I don't need electricity because I could just use fire. I can use all these natural resources that are free rather than paying. Like, look, check me now, I just walked into my house, right? As soon as I switch on my light switch, you know what I'm doing? Paying to live. The minute I just open up my fridge and I grab some fruit, you know what I'm doing? Paying to live. The minute I turn on the gas, you know what I'm doing? Paying to live. The minute I step inside the supermarket, you know what I'm doing? Paying to live. But if I'm not a pussy and I could just live natural, and just have wicked nature as my enemy. Just have nature as my enemy. Not gas man, not bill man, not tax man, not oil man, not to change all of this stuff. Not even what this device that I'm using to communicate with all of you lot right now. Not to worry about paying your internet bill. If I could just live natural and have that in my mind, but I'm not, because I've been programmed in this world, in the Babylonian system.